workout on, you know? I gotta preach, you know, I gotta actually do what everyone else is doing.
Exactly.
Gotta preach what I don't know, say, preach, no wait, do
preach
what I
what
preach.
you do.
There you go, preach. I don't know how it goes, words are hard.
No one knows the way but your damn self. People try to lend a hand, but they can't help. You gotta pick and choose. We are wearing different shoes. Be a bigger you. Go and get it, never hands out.
Right. Welcome to RxFit Tips. My name is Benny Oliver. I'm a three-time All-American collegiate athlete, and this is Danny, founder of RxFit, Mr. RxFit himself. And today we are here to talk about what it takes in a workout, or as far as pushing yourself. There's a fine line, I believe. A lot of people kind of push over that line and push themselves into an injury or something like that, which eventually slows down your ability to work out and your progress, and then also affects your mind as well. So actually, you just got done doing a workout not too long ago, pushing yourself doing
yeah, if I look a little sweaty to you guys, it's because I literally just got out of a workout.
It's not because he's nervous.
I would like to say that I get nervous in front of a camera, but we all know that's not true.
Just dripping sweat. So Danny, what is that? Where's that line, man? Where do you find that line to be as far as pushing yourself to the point of having maximum benefit of production out of your workout, or progress out of your workout, to pushing yourself beyond an injury? What are some signs that you listen to from your body that says, hey, slow it down here, or hey, maybe don't do this thing? Okay. How do you know when to push yourself and just say, I'm just being lazy and I just need to work harder to get these results, or hey, maybe I need to listen to my body, not push so much, and chill out a little bit?
If we all had all day every day to work out and do stuff, I mean, we would probably see some phenomenal results, right? It's like your job now is to look hot, and you're like, okay, cool. I get paid for that. Let's do it.
Yeah.
And by the way, contrary to popular belief, that's not what trainers get paid for. I get that all the time. Like, well, this is your job. This is what you're supposed to be doing. I'm like, I don't get paid to work out.
Right.
I just work out, and then I have to, work with clients separately.
You have to become a walking billboard.
Yeah, exactly.
And they're like, you look like this. Come talk to me.
Should or can you push yourself? It sounds like psychology. Like, am I being lazy, or I'm actually passing my limits? Like, how do you test for that? Right? Is that what you're asking?
Right.
I will say that generally people don't push themselves hard enough across the board. That's just a statement I'm going to say right there. Right? I'm going to argue that you should be just going in the gym and pushing yourself a lot much harder than you already are. But before I get too much into that, I would really love to stress how much time can you allot for working out? Let's say, Benny, like how often do you work out?
So we're looking at about 12 hours.
12 hours a week, all right.
Yeah.
So with Benny's schedule, and keep in mind, Benny and I both work for ourselves, so we have a bit more free time.
Yeah.
I shouldn't say that, it's misleading. We have
flexible time.
Yeah.
Where we can maneuver it.
We sometimes use working out as to be lazy, if that makes sense. We're like, I don't want to keep working, I should work out. So no matter what, we're being productive, it seems like.
We create a pocket of workout.
Yeah. We're paid actors.
We are.
So Benny here has about 12 hours a week working out.
Yeah.
He can push himself as hard as he wants to. He can go 110%, because if he injures himself, he can spend half of his work week recovering and still working out parts that aren't injured. He has 12 hours allotted, and that means he can work out many hours and still be injured. Like, I do this to myself all the time. I don't have 12 hours, but I have roughly about like 9-10 hours a week of working out, and I injure myself, I'll be honest, like, I don't know, like once a month roughly. Not massive injury, but like hurt my back a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
And it's because I was pushing myself so hard that I programmed myself a little bit too much back to back. I did like a deadlift day and a squat day right after it because I was trying to make up for time. Yeah, and my lower back and my glutes were already tight, my lats were already tight, and my QLs, which support your lower back structure, were already so exhausted from the deadlifts that when I went into squats, I didn't have much of a core strength left. And it just like, I'm like, oh God, and I can walk like this for a while.
Yeah, that sounds
but
like me.
because I have so much time to work out every week, 2 days later I was back in the gym and I was just trigger pointing, and I was doing a lot of recovery stuff, right? I'm doing inchworms, I'm doing recovery stuff, I'm doing yoga, I'm doing like, it still counts as a workout. People think that when you injure yourself, and this usually comes because of doctors, and I'm not a doctor, don't play one, but they do give some incorrect information when it comes to PT stuff. And they're like, just rest it, just rest it, just rest it. Problem is that, let's say a lower back injury, let's say it's a quadriceps lumborum. It's a long muscle about like this, and it attaches to your pelvis and to your spine. If that muscle is I shouldn't say herniated, but like there's a stress factor essentially going on, like the tears, and it's not supportive. Just let it rest. If you just let it rest for like a few weeks, what'll happen is it naturally shortens because the fascia around it will bind to the muscle and pull it close, so that way it can stay in a protected. It's almost like a cocoon. It makes around it, so they can heal faster, which is great for healing speed. But then now it's short, and now you lose mobility, and your risk of getting injured again goes up because now you don't have full range of motion in that area anymore. You ever notice like after you're sore for a long time and then you finally heal and then you try to move and you're like, I don't have the flexibility I had before I tore these muscles. And so you want to maintain mobility, but the thing is, I brought up asking how often you work out. If you work out only 3 hours a week, you don't have time to injure yourself. Like, so back to your question, how hard can you push yourself? Really hard if you work out 12 hours a week, above and beyond, and just injure yourself once a month like I do, and be fine because you're gonna recover fast again and then go back into it all over again. But if you only work out 3 hours a week, you don't have time to recover. I mean, you don't have time. You don't have time in gym to like have mobility recovery, you know, therapeutics style recovery. So you kind of have to scale it down because you'll only have 3 hours a week in the gym. And if you get injured once, you'll spend too much time trying to focus on recovery and not enough time on your goals. Does that make sense? Like the trade-off isn't very effective, or it's not valuable for you, time-wise.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah.
So then you start to like figure out, well, what is, you know, if I do work out 3 hours a week, and I bring up 3 to 5 hours a week because that seems to be the golden range for most people who work, you know, 40, 60 hours a week. If you're working out 3 to 5 hours a week, you're probably not isolating specific muscle groups because you don't have time to work every single muscle group. So really, you're just going for overall exhaustion of your body. Like you're doing compound movements, you're doing like deadlifts, you're doing squats, you're doing push-ups, you're doing things like you're using a lot of muscle groups. So my recommendation will be if you feel muscle, and I mean, if you feel like it's like Arnold would call it the pump. It's like when it feels like muscle's getting so big and so you can feel the tearing almost happening in that muscle, which is what you want as a bodybuilder. But if you're feeling that and you only work out 3 to 5 hours a week, stop. You want to feel overall exhausted from head to toe, but you don't want to feel any specific muscle giving out because you don't have time to give attention to a single muscle, right? So either you're doing something wrong, your programming's off, or whatever. But that's your range. If you're working out 5 to 10 hours a week, you can give exhaustion to a single muscle. Like I don't know if you do, but I go in the gym and I'll just exhaust like in my quads or my glutes. Like today was my glutes. And I had to like walk stiffly into the water fountain because I could barely move on my, it hurt so bad. But I can do that because I know tomorrow morning I'm gonna go in there, I'm gonna foam roll for like 30 minutes, and then I'm gonna like stretch, and I'm gonna go for a swim like you do, and you know, feel a lot better. So that's what it's about. Like, be smart about what you're doing with your workouts. Figure out what you're there to do. If you're 3 to 5 hours a week, to you know, make this quick, focus on cardiovascular exhaustion, meaning where you're breathing really hard and push yourself to your limit there. If you have a heart rate monitor, really get it up there in 170 to 190 range, but without overexhausting a single muscle. And if you do have way more time than that, then yeah, go in there and just push yourself to your limits, right? Do not. When I say push yourself to limits, I mean how hard you push yourself while you're moving through the workout. Don't be the idiot who goes in there and throws on 700 pounds on leg press and you've only ever done 400 pounds before, and then snap your ACL because your leg couldn't support it. I'm not saying that. Oh, man. But just keep working out and work and push yourself harder, take less breaks, and until you're just completely done. Or you feel muscle tearing. If you ever feel joint pain, that's when you should stop also.
Okay. Yeah. So it sounds like it's pretty much the recovery time. How much recovery time do you have?
It really is.
Because if you have the time to focus on specific muscles, like what you're talking about, your next day you're not worried about those muscles because you're focusing on something else. So you're gonna have a lot more recovery.
Or you do focus on those muscles, but in a therapeutic way.
Oh, therapeutic way. Okay.
I'm glad you said recovery time. Actually, let's talk about recovery time next episode. That's
next episode.
That's the whole thing.
Now you gotta watch.
But
the longest plug ever for the next episode.
On the next episode of RxFit Tips. The next one. We need to take his shirt off.
Take my shirt off. And I'll show you what recovery time is really like.
But I hope this has been helpful. This is, we didn't cover it at the beginning, but this is RxFit Tips. If it's your first time here, you just watched this entire thing, I'm very proud of you. But this is RxFit Tips. We're going to focus on, this is the more meaty version of what we covered here. If you want to look at more practical advice from other professionals, we do RxFitcast now and IG Lives or at RxFitCo, and that's where we'll talk to other professionals and see what they do on a day-to-day basis.
This is essentially where you would come, or where you will come to nerd out. So get your glasses ready, push them.
I should put my glasses on for these.
Bro, you should. Just get white tape in the middle. Yeah, I should too. And we should push up our glasses every time we say, you know, Danny, I was thinking.
I'm thinking theobromine now. With suggestions on dosage.
Yeah. In each episode, we just read out all of the amino acids. Just so we can just sound smart. I'm just gonna say the one I know.
We just say all the scientific words we know. Like, not even in a sentence, just like just spit them out like we're a dictionary and like, so anyways. All right, guys, this is Danny Trejo.
And this is Benny Oliver. This is RxFit Tips. And
see you next week.
See you next week.
No one knows the way but your damn self. People try to lend a hand, but they can't help. You gotta pick and choose. We are wearing different shoes. Be a bigger you. Go and get it, never hands out.